There are those whose journey shapes industries, influence generations, and contribute to the making of a nation. Welcome to a special series of the MedTech Dialogue, Legends of Indian Healthcare. In this series, we bring into focus the lives, leadership, and legacy of individuals whose work has gone far beyond enterprise, creating impact at scale and shaping the healthcare and pharmaceutical ecosystem in India. Today, it is a privilege to host someone whose journey reflects exactly that. Mr. Umesh Kumar Modi, Chairman of the Modi Group, a name that represents legacy, leadership, and institution building across decades. From carrying forward a legacy that began in 1933, he has expanded the group into a diversified enterprise spanning pharmaceuticals, nutrition, cosmetics, engineering, and manufacturing. With 12 manufacturing facilities in India, a workforce of over 12,000, growing to 17,000 by 2031, and 15 global partnerships that have brought leading international brands into India. A journey that reflects scale, global integration, and the discipline of building institutions that endure. So, welcome to my podcast, the MedTech Dialogue. It is my honor to have you on this podcast.
Thank you. I think I am obliged and
thank you
happy
so much,
to
sir.
be here today.
Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, you come from a very reputed legacy shaped by your father, Padma Shri, late Sri Rai Bahadur Gujramal Modi. He had multiple industries starting from 1993 to 1976, and you inherited one of his legacy. And then, at the very young age, when you completed your chemical engineering degree from BHU, that was something was handed over to you at that time in 1976. So during your initial days, what leadership lessons or responsibility you learned from the environment where you grew?
So, after graduating from the Banaras Hindu University in July 1972, my father gave me the responsibility to manage a steel mill. It was a very large steel mill, built over 60 acres in Modinagar.
Wow.
It had 2,200 workmen. So he plunged me into this business, which was a very tough one. Anyhow, he was there to guide me. And I was involved in, I learned the business on the job. And that started my career. But in 1976, he passed away.
Okay.
Then on, I managed the business because I was part of a larger family.
Yeah.
I was not alone then. I was a member of a family. And therefore, for the group, I continued to manage the steel plant.
Okay.
And moved on.
So when you took over Modi Group as a leader, and during that time in 1991 period, there was economic shift. Earlier the economy was protected economy, and then it was liberalized economy after that.
So while I was member of the group, I was looking for building new industries.
Okay.
And one of the opportunities came in pharmaceutical.
Okay.
In 80s, pharmaceutical industry was protected for the Indian companies. No foreign company could build a plant, go into the pharmaceutical business without building a chemical plant.
Okay.
That is the reason you see all these big Indian pharma companies. Because foreign companies were not allowed to enter India unless and until you build a chemical plant.
So API they could build, API plant.
It was the requirement.
It is the requirement, okay.
And if you made $1 or 100 rupee worth of API, foreign companies got the license to sell 500 rupee of formulation. That means there was a restriction on how much formulation they could sell.
Okay.
While Indian companies, large companies, if they had a plant, they could sell 10 times worth of formulation. So there was this big American company, Sterling Winthrop,
Yeah.
in 1980s. Sterling had started its business in India by licensing. They had Phillips Milk of Magnesia, licensed to Day Pharmaceutical. They had Capol, licensed to Menages, Cosmo Pharma, which still is. I think Capol children's paracetamol is one of the largest products still in India.
Yeah.
That was Sterling Winthrop's product.
Okay.
So they were wanting to enter India. But they didn't know how to enter India because if they build a chemical plant, they were ready to build a chemical plant.
Okay.
There are two chemicals, one for urinary tract, nalidixic acid, and one for pain, pentazocine.
Okay.
They were the inventors. So Ranbaxy had already copied it,
Okay.
formula, pentazocine, and both names. So their product was, it was horse before the cart story. If you build a chemical plant and you don't have a formulation, where would you sell?
Yeah.
And they were not interested in exporting. So I gave them the idea that I start an Indian company, a small scale company, Win Medicare.
With Medicare. So you took win from that.
Winthrop.
Okay. Yeah.
So this, I built the factory in 1980. And I continued. We were to build a chemical plant in 85. But Bhopal tragedy happened. And Union Carbide in US got finished because of the explosion in Bhopal. So the Americans got cold feet. But in 2000, 1988, La Hoffman Roche made a bid on Sterling. And they went and merged into Eastman Kodak. And then Eastman Kodak sold the business, Lysol, to Reckitt Kodak.
Reckitt Bengals. Yeah.
They sold the Bayer aspirin back to Bayer. They acquired in World War I. They sold the Panadol to GSK. And the ethical businesses to Sanofi. So they offered me that I can sell my company to Sanofi.
Okay.
But I refused. And I said, I'd like to continue on now. And then I was looking for a partner. So then in 1991, I found Sacklers, Mundi Pharma. They also had a license, beta time, to work out.
There is an interesting story which I heard that you sent 200 invitation card to various international companies, and Sackler Brothers
Responding.
was. That's a very interesting story. Yeah.
Yeah, because in those days there was no internet. There was no public information. So how do you find? So you buy a diary where it gives the list of pharmaceutical companies. And I wrote to them. And one of them replied was Sackler. Because they had beta time.
They have beta, yeah.
In India with Wockhardt. And Wockhardt wanted to launch his own Wockhardt. So their relationship was not all great. So they were looking for a partner and they wanted to bring their continuous technology into India. And I was able to get their permission from the government of India to invest money in a formulation plant on the plank of technology. That we are bringing something which is not there in India.
Not in India.
Then 91 talks you do, because I was also involved in steel plant, I told you. I built a very large factory in Eastern India in 80s, a 135 crore project.
In 80s.
80s.
Right.
And I had also engineering company with Volvo. So when the shift happened, the company, steel companies which were profitable, engineering plunged into losses.
Okay.
So that's when I decided I want to focus on the consumer business, which I already had the
Pharmaceuticals.
And that's we built.
Yeah. So you are the one of the company who have a lot of international partnership, and they are all with you for such a long time, maybe 20 years or 25 years. So if you want to share some message to the viewers or to the young budding entrepreneurs, that how you could frame a global partnership which could sustain for a longer time.
No, because I have been very true to the contract. Most of the Indian companies, I don't want to take name, get technology, get brands, and their main desire then is to develop its own brand.
Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of incidences. Yeah.
So foreign companies today are very skeptical. Either they have 100% subsidy to tie up with people. And then when you are tying up with a foreign company, many things come with it. Premium pricing, its quality has to be good, compliance, no shortcuts, no methodology to bribe doctors or influence doctors.
Yeah.
You have to sell on science.
Absolutely.
So, because we were doing this, people come to us. And up to now, 5 years and years, 50 years, 40 years now, I have no complaint. And we continue to get more and more foreign companies to work with us.
Yeah. So now we are hearing lot of make in India things that okay, and you have already 12 manufacturing plant established for longer times, even when this make in India campaign was not there. So what drive you to have these manufacturing plants?
Because importing and selling is not feasible in India, especially in pharmaceutical. You see, till 2005, there was no WTO. India was not signatory to the patent law. One could copy the product. It is only from 2005
IP protection.
IP protection came. So, Indian companies would get the chemicals from Italy. Italy was the source of generic chemicals. Like Sterling Winthrop has 2 chemicals. Brembex imported both those chemicals at half price from Italy. So, Italy government also, Italian companies also were not part of WTO. So they would supply, they would copy the product.
And how conducive are these global companies when you say that okay, we will take your technology and we'll do manufacturing in India?
They are fine.
Are they okay with these?
Not everyone.
Not everyone. Yeah.
But if you want to grab the large market, then you have to do it. There's no option. Roughly, it costs you half to produce in India than Europe. That's what the economics is.
Yeah.
Including the plant cost, running cost. So you can't grab the market.
Signutra has been one of your innovation, which we have witnessed closely. So tell us more about Signutra. How from where you took the technology, what was the efforts which you have put, currently how it is doing?
So I always was looking to the new areas to enter in pharmaceutical. We looked at food supplement, we looked at GNC, I looked at many companies in 95. Then one day I came to know that it was a very interesting story that I had a very old manager in Pharma.
Old?
Manager.
Manager in Pharma.
S.K. Chopra.
Oh, S.K. Chopra. Okay.
You know, he came to me and said, "Sir, my son is run to Bollywood, Bombay."
Okay.
please kindly get him back. I don't want him to destroy his career in the film line.
Film line, okay.
So I called him. I said, hey, film line is very risky. He's a young man. Anyhow, so he joined me, Rajneesh.
Rajneesh, okay.
And then he worked for me certain years, then he moved on. So he came to see me in 2004. He had been to MBA. Rajneesh is now the head of MBA in India, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Head of HM. Right? So he said, uncle, have you thought about nutrition? Nutralite of MBA in multi-level marketing.
Yeah, at that time it was one of the
huge product.
Yeah, huge product. Correct.
So I started on this business. So we launched first Nusobin. Signutra was not there.
Yeah.
It was a pure protein. We took from Sole in Gurgaon. It was an American company. And then we tried to go on television. But we failed, because our distribution was not there. We were only in pharmacy. So we were not in food stores. Anyhow, so I told the Sole manager. Sole was a company, American company, headquartered in St. Louis, that I want to meet your president. So he said, what is the agenda? What agenda, Mr. Modi, should I tell him? I said, tell him I want to know why did we fail?
Okay.
I said, really? He said, sir, how will you know that why did you fail in India? I said, you just tell him this. That I want to come to America. And this is my agenda. After all, we took the raw materials from them. So they have more knowledge. They have R&D labs. So I went there. So I told him. He told me, okay, I don't know. Anyhow, he created a conference to cut the long story short. And then one of the guys told me, American. He said, I know why you failed. Because you launched protein. You should launch complete nutrition.
Complete nutrition.
I said, who does it? He said, Abbott.
Yeah.
World's largest company in nutrition.
Correct.
Pediasure,
Ensure. Yeah.
Lucerne. So I told him, we'll do that. He said, right. Thank you. So from that time, I came the idea of Signutra, Signature Nutrition.
Signature Nutrition, the Signutra is.
To compete with Abbott.
To come
head on.
Okay.
So I said, I will compete with Abbott head on in India on a premium space. If you are able to make a product which is better than Abbott. So we created a company in Delaware and with our partner, Sackler, Pharma. And then we spent over £2 million in designing product, packaging, strategy. We hired many consultants in England. How do you create a product which you fight with the number one company of the world? And then we have launched it. The journey is going on.
Yeah, it's
okay, we are still in the development phase, but we are growing by 30%. So Signature Nutrition, all the product range you see are directly competing with that.
Yeah.
And now we have launched the infant formula to compete with Nestle. So whatever business I do, I compete with large multinational companies. I don't compete with the Indian. All my products are best quality, price, science. Therefore, I compete with the multinational.
Sir, when you started your journey, you inherited the legacy in one of the area, but you kept on building different businesses entity in different segments. Definitely pharmaceuticals, nutraceutical is one of the area, but you have been into all different areas. So if you could share how these journeys shaped up early in the career.
My journey. So first, leg of journey, at the age of 7, I went to a boarding school.
At the age of 7, okay. Hostel.
Youngest student, a military type school.
Military types.
Very disciplined. Right? More focus on the extracurricular activities
Oh, okay.
than studies. 50% of the students went to armed forces.
Armed forces, okay.
So that was my first part. A very disciplined life from day one, the age of 7. So your body starts working like a clock.
Maybe you were in first class or second class? First class. Okay.
So your body rhythm is set. 10 years. Then I went to the engineering. So in engineering, I went to learn the technology. And with God's grace, I stood first. I got the gold medal. People thought I'm a rich man's son. And therefore, maybe I'm influencing the teachers in Banaras University.
Banaras University.
But that was not true.
Okay.
Because with God's grace, I think I inherited from my father memory, concept, whatever I could read once, I never forgot.
I have heard a lot of things about you that you never forget numbers and the things. You have a very sharp memory.
And to keep my memory sharp, I don't use a computer.
You don't use a computer?
No.
That's a good lesson.
Because people learned how to calculate when the calculators came. Earlier you would remember telephone numbers, now you don't remember telephone numbers because mobile phone has come. Similarly, when computer comes, you ask a question, oh, it's stored in my computer. So if you want to keep your memory agile.
Yeah, we can go back to your journey, sorry.
The journey, I'm saying, these are the foundations.
Oh, they are the foundations.
Of the thing. So I wanted to build companies. My father died. And because of the concept, I built a big iron plant. I never had money. I came from a rich family. But I had no access to capital. You'll be surprised. All my capital came, like I convinced Sterling Winthrop. They give me the money.
Oh, okay.
I know. I built 135 crore project. Germans gave me money.
That means you had certain power.
Because I could create
a business plan.
And like the strategy. Like I created the strategy for Sterling Winthrop. Nobody, no lawyer, no accountant were able to tell him, how can you enter India without building a plant, chemical plant? Everybody said that the Indian policy is, first you build a chemical plant, then you can build. And they said, we don't want to build a chemical plant, horse before the cart story. So I gave them the strategy how we can work together. Same sector, same nutrition. I gave them DuPont IFF, the big company. That if you want to grow in the world, Asia is the market.
Yeah.
And there are 5 nutrition companies in the world which control the market worldwide. Abbott, Nestle, Danone, Fresenius, Mead Johnson. Nobody challenges them, including India. So I will be the 6th company and I will challenge it. That's why people support me. That's why DuPont IFF still supports me. That is why the Sattler supported me. I never spent £2 million to research and develop. Similarly, I went to liquor business, Italians. But I always created a strategy which was unthinkable, to challenge the best in the market. Most of the Indian companies want to sell on price. That's their strategy. Oh, this product is multinational is selling at this price. I have a good quality product at 75% price. But nobody knows the quality. Quality in a pharmaceutical or nutrition is dependent upon the chemical.
Chemical, yeah.
From where do you bring?
Yep.
Today we make betadine, we bring import chemical from US, the top company of the world. Right?
Yeah.
Of course, there are companies in China now, companies in India, which make this chemical. A majority of the 31 companies who compete with me import these chemicals from these people. Right? And then claim, oh, I've got the same, and they get the certification from the government, and they will launch it in the market.
One other thing which I have observed with you, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, is that suppose the pharmaceutical formulation has API, excipients, packaging. What you do is that you have presence in all these segments. So that also can it decrease the costing as or increase the quality?
I have no desire. No, I don't make API.
Don't make it. Okay.
But I buy API from the best companies of the world.
Okay.
I don't buy API from copy companies. Companies who copy the product. And then they play with the quality. Correct? Today people believe, I'm not saying that that's true, that foreign pharmaceutical drugs or tablets or capsules are better than what are produced in India. The doubt is created because of the chemicals they put in the multinationals or the original companies, but the Indian companies, generic companies, bring the cheapest source of chemical, which can pass through the regulation, and it has an effective effect on the drugs. That's fine. You know, that's their business. I don't want to say anything.
So you have a Modi Research Center also, where you do a formulation research. So tell us more about that. There are what I saw, there are almost 23 products on which innovations were going on. What all products have come into the market till now from that center?
Sacklers, my partner in Mundi Pharma, developed the technology in 1968 in UK, in Cambridge.
In Cambridge, okay.
So, in the sustained release products or the slow release product, you should say, there are two technologies. There is either dissolution technology or diffusion technology. So, Sacklers was the only company in the world who invented a technology which mixed both dissolution and diffusion technology.
That was a newer technology.
And that became the continuous technology. Sacklers have earned billions and billions of dollars based on this technology. Right? The profile, the drug release profile of these products are the best, much better than the sustained release products. So, foreign companies, their journey is they first, let's say, put a product on the market. When the patent is going to expire, they put a sustained release so that their patent life can extend it. So, Mundi Pharma came when they were launching their sustained release, and then they launched the continuous release.
Okay.
With better profile.
Better profile, yeah.
So, I had to build. So, they had a huge center, R&D center in London, England, in Cambridge, or also in Purdue, Connecticut. So, I built a center here to develop Mundi Pharma products.
Okay, their technology.
Continuous technology.
Continuous technology. Okay.
You know, we also developed blockbuster products which we did not launch in the field of psychiatric and narcotics. Oxycontin.
Oxycontin, yeah.
They were all developed here. Whereas, so it's a full-fledged research center. American companies, American scientists worked in it. So you develop, but we did not. We only sold few products, because if you make a continuous product, right, then again you have two options. Either you say my product is better than the sustained release, then you do a full clinical research,
Yeah.
which takes 3 years to 5 years.
Yes, yes.
And if you say that it is better than clinical, but it is, I want to do a bioequivalence with sustained release, and the doctor says, but what is the difference? So the product originally, nitrocontin, unicontin, still are blockbuster products. We have the number one continuous tramadol on the market in the pain. So that technology we started
In research center.
in the research center. We also had a narcotic center here,
Okay.
which we have closed down.
Okay. That also was doing formulation research?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
it developed Oxycontin.
Oxycontin.
It developed all the blockbuster products of US. I had imported that lab from US. Then betadine antiseptic. First, I told you it is a licensed product. So first the research was happening in America and Europe, in their centers. Now, they went into the problems because of Oxycontin.
Oxycontin, yeah.
So they've sold off the company. They sold betadine in Europe, they sold betadine in Asia. Those research are not existing. So I had to shift. So we started doing now the research.
On betadine.
In that case, I think we have developed throat spray.
Yeah.
Unique. Nasal spray, first time in the world.
First time in my years.
So people say, are you copy? No. It's a basic research. We have a full-fledged research center. We are supported by various CROs. And we had I had first American people working. I took from Sigma Tau company in Rome, Dr. Mitu Sen,
Yeah.
who worked for me. Unfortunately, now he's gone back because his wife has developed a cancer. So it's a full-fledged center, full-fledged competency, but we do limited. We are not going in
Different
we are not a
directions.
molecule research
Yeah.
center.
Okay.
There is a difference between molecule. We do galactic research. We do formulation research.
So one of the area where I would like to understand from you that you have so many businesses, and how do you manage your daily routine, and what is your personal skills, or how do you manage all these businesses? How much time you invest on this? How do you understand that okay, I have to focus on this area now, on this area now?
The basic, Dr. Ashwini, you should to understand why it is that people from Rajasthan and Gujarat became the top industries.
Yeah, they are.
Why? They did not have any capital. The skill in business is accounting, costing, and finance control. That is the backbone of business. The backbone of business is not the plant.
So accounting,
Costing,
financing.
Now these skills, run from generation to generation. In Rajasthan, in Gujarat, that is where Birlas belong to. Mittals come from, Ambanis come from, Adanis come from. So if your concept on that part is clear, that's the foundation. After doing my engineering, I trained under my father for 6 months in accounting. So when my father was dying, we had of course uncles and everything. So I asked my father, you are going in, my uncle, he said, look, if I have my experience of business, one knowledge which I have taught only to my sons, then only you guys will succeed. He said, a tiger went to the cat. Once he please teach some worldly wise things to my cub. So when the training was over, the cub said to the cat, I want to eat you. The cat went up the tree. So the cub said, you didn't teach me the trick. He said, am I a fool? But I'll teach you everything. So this deep knowledge of accounting, deep knowledge of books, and in his office, no books. You could not enter with a file. Everything had to be remembered in your head.
Oh. Did you had the same culture when you started?
No, I'm saying. So it is that foundation,
Yeah.
that strong foundation which is not engineering, not chemical knowledge. That whole financing, accounting, costing, that makes you build businesses. That makes you analyze business.
And that's a wonderful lesson, because that is something which is definitely helped me also and my audiences as well.
Yeah.
That these are the three core, basic fundamental thing which every businessman should
And if you see,
understand it.
all these businessmen which you will see, all of them had learned from their families, from inheritance, this art. It's art.
So it from generation to generation.
Yes. It started from people without money. And most of the families were money lenders in Rajasthan or Gujarat. But they dealt with money.
Got it.
That is the foundation. That is backbone.
So, sir, tell us more about Revlon, how you got in touch with them, and in fact, now Modi Group is manufacturing entire Revlon products in India.
So, I told you that in 1991, I tied up with Sacklers, Modi Pharma.
Yeah.
And I successfully executed the switch from Wockhardt to Win Medicare for Betadine.
Betadine, yes.
There was a big dispute.
That was a defining moment, I would say.
It was a very big dispute. Sacklers and Krokiwala, they were fighting in all the courts. So one day I told Sacklers I can go and settle it, if you allow me, because it was not my dispute. So I went to meet Habib Krokiwala and I told him that rather than fighting in the courts, let's fight in the marketplace. You sell your Wockhardt, we sell our Betadine. So he said, well, I'm a larger company. I said, so he said, but you have an advantage because I've built Betadine over the years. So I said, you tell me, what price increase? So he said, you sell it at 15% more than me. 15%. I said, absolutely. From today. So he said, Umesh, Mr. Modi, we will, we are a 100 crore company, you are 8 crore company in 19. We have 300 sales reps, we have 80. I said, madam, let's fight it out in the market. So I went back, we increased the price by 15%. People asked me, sir, what we will do? I said, no, we just made 15%. Give 5% to the boys. On every tube or every bottle, we'll give 5% commission. We'll increase the field force from 80 to 300 in 6 months. And we'll fight head on. And rest is history. You know where it is Betadine and where is Wockhardt.
Yeah.
Now, so Sacklers were very happy. How I executed this. So they were very keen that I start new business. So I had a consultant and I had this. So I was in New York. He promised me many things but didn't happen. I was very unhappy. I told him that I've come all the way from New York and we have not been able to do anything. So he said, fine, you tell me what should I do. So I said, let's go to a department store.
Hmm.
So we went to department store on 5th Avenue.
Fifth Avenue, yeah.
Sex.
Okay.
This is. So as soon as you enter, it's all cosmetics. I said, cosmetics. I said, well, I know Revlon's president. They are looking for franchising in India.
Okay.
So he called up. We went and saw them in Medicine Wing. So Revlon said that we want money. We are trying to give the license to sell the brand. And so I said to them, I told the president, Ron Perlman, I can give you what nobody else can give you.
Hmm.
He said, how come? He said, we want $5 million. I said, if it is worth it, we'll pay $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
But more important, I can give you again, I repeat, which nobody else can give. He said, I would like to understand. So I said, I'll structure your business on a basis formula, 25% cost of goods, 25% fixed operating head, 25% marketing and 25% profit. And I'll give you half of that. They said, you'll give me 12.5% royalty. Because they were working with Bombay Dyeing and many other people were trying to get Revlon free. So I told him that yes, but with a caveat. You have to take some risk. So 6.25% fixed and you buy 25% equity in my company, 6.25 or 25.
That's a math.
He said, this is, I don't know this. But you explain me, I explained him on a blackboard. He said, never heard of this study. For a clean, I think this is the best strategy I've ever heard in my life. So the deal was finalized. For 3.5, Sacklers put the money, they invested.
Yeah.
But then one of the brothers said, I'm not going to put 3.5, too much. I will only put $1 million. So I said, I'll create the deal in $1 million. How? I said, that you leave it to me. So I again restructured the deal. $1 million cash, $2.5 million promissory note. I got it signed by Sackler Brothers.
Okay.
And I discounted it with Bank of America.
Oh.
So, the point I was telling you before, financial engineering, financial thinking, financial capability needs a very intense. Today I make Revlon in India. My Super Lustrous lipstick I make in India. And my cost of goods is half. And sell at same price or more price than Revlon in US.
Revlon.
So
you are exporting also?
No.
Only for
I
India.
created. So I create businesses. I explain the big strategy. I've been able to convince the big corporations of a strategy which they could never even imagine. Which I told you one example. So I created Revlon.
Yeah, it's a wonderful.
And I signed the agreement. I took away the brand for life.
So in your entire career till now, starting from maybe 1972 till now, so did you come across any challenges which disturbed you and you solved it with some strategy or
Challenges
anything
all the time, still is. Because I built this $1 billion enterprise without money. I had no capital. So I faced a challenge every day of my life. To create a huge business without having capital. To dream to build in 1982 a plant for 135 crore, $90 million at that time. Right? When the technology, Tata's had failed. Nobody was ready to finance it and to convince the World Bank to give the finance. So, challenges is part of business. But disturbance, I don't get disturbed. I learn from the failures. I close down, but I don't drag a dead horse. If the business is not working, I'll close it.
Yeah.
Today, I am building, my father's main contribution was building a township. Modi Nagar. And I'm rebuilding it. I'm building one plant every year.
Every year.
And with a common denominator. In all plants, large foreign companies are involved. Technologies are involved. Very different. Ideas come every day.
So what are some new initiatives which you are taking in coming years?
Well, we just built a pet plant for pet care.
Pet care, okay.
Okay, with a Dutch company.
Okay, great.
We built my father had built a old welding electrode plant engineering. Basic. I built a very modern one. With the Korean company and the Dutch company. I'm now starting to think to build a biodegradable packaging, world class.
Biodegradable packaging.
Where there's no use of plastic.
Oh,
New technology. With American company.
Oh, that's really great.
People keep on coming to me, people bring ideas. Right? The question is...
So you need to identify which areas
wherever I see. So I built plants. As I told you, now my job at this age of my life is to build a township. It is a challenge which is the most difficult challenge. It has 250,000 inhabitants. It is spread over 20 square kilometers.
Modi Nagar.
It has two now rapid train lines, Modi Nagar South, Modi Nagar North. I am building one plant every day. I am giving it back to society. I run a free kitchen.
Wow.
365 days a year. Anybody can eat food.
Great.
Free medical. So I am on a phase of life to protect the legacy of my father. You see, wealth you can have. Many people have much more wealth than me, many times. But legacy of building township, a man which was respected. As I said, when HarperCollins wanted to write the book about the people who built modern India, the first person they chose was my father.
Wow.
Because of the industries he built and because of the philanthropy. Because of the support he gave it back to society. He religiously, whatever he earned from 1931, he gave 10% back to charity.
So now we are coming to our closing end of conversation. So what message would you like to give to young entrepreneurs or young startup companies?
Startup companies is idea makes them. People think money makes them. Money doesn't make.
Idea.
If you have the right idea, you will always find money. Work on your idea. You find so many new incompetents who raise money.
Absolutely.
Idea. If you have capital, then it is easier. But for a new income, work on your idea, perfect your idea, and you will succeed.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insight with such a depth and clarity. What stands out is not just the scale of what has been built, but the thinking, discipline, and long-term vision behind it. Your journey reflects an important truth that enduring institutions are not created by chance, but thorough, consistent decisions, strong values, and the ability to evolve with time. As we bring this conversation to a close, it leaves us with a deeper appreciation of what it truly means to build not just for today, but for generations to come. Thank you once again for being a part of this special series of Legends of Indian Healthcare for the MedTech Dialogue.